65 in Corry. Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing by White Land Surveying. J.H. Napa Auto Parts. Moshers Carpeting. Uteggs Body Shop by Lictus Oil and Propane. The Cornerstone Restaurant, Panama Auto Center, and Tina Dills, ERA Team VP Licensed Real Estate Agent. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
Welcome into Panama. Early start here for the CSP Wolfpack game against Westfield. And the first batter did fly out to left field, then a single, and another single puts runners on the corner. Called ball. 4-hitter up now for Westfield. This is Ram. Ram waits for the pitch from Burchanowski. Gavin's pitch. Swung on and fouled back. So Trent Ram and Gavin Burchanowski in a little square off here with 2 on and 1 out here in the first. Burchanowski set to fire. Here's the pitch over Ram's head, fielded cleanly by White. That'll keep the runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off on the left side. Burchanowski and Ram continue to battle. Burchanowski gets his sign. 2 aboard, 1 out. 2-2 the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, straight up in the infield. Going to be fielded at short and is an out. Smooth play there for the pack and a quick fly out to short. Gets 2 outs now in the first. Abers makes a nice play there. That brings up Baum, the 5-hitter. First pitch to him. Called strike on the outside half. The 0-1. Called strike. Quickly 0-2 to Baum. He's got runners on second and third with 2 outs here in the first. Burchanowski trying to get out of this first inning. Swung on, hit softly, and that'll be a foul ball. To the count. The pitch from Burchanowski. Ball. And the CSP dugout thought that one was good, but it is off the plate. And a called strike 3 gets the Wolfpack out of the first. We'll go to a quick break and come back for the bottom half. 0-0 here in Panama.
Uteggs Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you this broadcast. Along with collision repair and refinishing, Uteggs offers frame straightening services. Located at 633 East Smith Street in Corry. Uteggs Body Shop.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Support for coverage of CSP baseball action on the Channel 98.9 sports stream comes from JH Napa Auto Parts. Your local Napa store stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Located at 955 North Center Street in Corry and NapaOnline.com.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 sports stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Channel 98.9 Sports thanks Panama Auto Center for their support, offering automotive service, New York State inspection, and more. Located at East Main Street in Panama or on Facebook. Phone 716-772-2110.
Coverage of Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is provided in part by White Land Surveying in Clymer, providing land surveys for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties in New York and Erie, Warren, and Crawford counties in Pennsylvania. Phone 716-499-8410. Find them online at mwhitepls.com. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks White Land Surveying for their support.
And welcome back into
Are
Panama.
people around me safe when I vape?
Halfway through the first inning here as we got an early start, and it is 4:45. The Wolfpack able to shut down the Westfield offense in the top of the first. They'll get their first swings now. Russo on the mound for Westfield, and Berchanowski, the leadoff batter for CSP. He gets ready to step in and get this bottom of the first underway. The Wolfpack fallen to 6th in the league, trying to bounce back here. Berchanowski leads him off with a nice swing, gets past the shortstop and into the outfield, and a runner aboard for the Wolfpack. First pitch, first swing, and right through to left center goes that swing by Berchanowski. And he's the leadoff man for a reason. He gets aboard for the Pack. Pack now 4-10, 4-7, 4-10 overall, 4-7 in league. Westfield actually leading CCAA Division II, 8-3 overall, 8-3 in league. Up next, the catcher Max White. White waits for the pitch. That one low and outside, gets away from the catcher, and up will go Berchanowski to second. Russo going to try and keep the Wolverines atop CCAA Division II. Pitch. Gets past the catcher. It's way back to the backstop. Berchanowski advances to third. He turns the corner, but will not come home. So 2 straight pitches that have been low and outside and gotten away from the catcher lead to 2 bases for Gavin Berchanowski. Russo gets his sign. He'll deliver the 2-0. That one's inside. Count now 3-0 to Max White. Russo gets his sign, checks Berchanowski at third. Here's the pitch. And a take there from White. It's 3-1. Russo, first strike he's thrown the at-bat. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air. And that's going to be an infield pop-up. Russo going to field it, and he will. Fly out to the pitcher is the first out of the inning. That's Max White. That brings up the third hitter. And that is Mason Groders. Groders in the box. He has Berchanowski over there at third, a chance to take the lead for the Wolfpack. Russo takes a look at that runner. Now he'll deliver. Swung on, hit towards second. Going to be fielded cleanly. They'll make the throw to first in time to get Groders, but that is a sacrifice grounder for Mason Groders as he brings home Gavin Burchanowski. And the Wolfpack quickly jump out to the first lead of the game. McCaleb Anderson now with 2 outs and 1 in here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. He'll take that one down low, ball. Anderson back in the box, waiting for the next pitch. Here's the delivery. Swung on and fouled off back to the backstop. 1-1. And as I said, we got a little bit of an early start here. CSP sitting 6th in the league right now. They have the opportunity to have the same record as Frewsburg in league. Their overall record can change. They still have 2 more games after today, but not league games, as they'll play Salamanca and Southwestern down the stretch here with the Wolfpack. Here's the pitch from Russo. Hits McCaleb Anderson. And that hit by pitch puts a runner aboard once again, and Johnny Abers at the dish. So as I said, they can tie the record of Frewsburg in league with a win today, but they cannot get past 5th place Frewsburg in league. Overall, they can pick up 3 more wins if things go their way. All that will impact playoff seedings. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. That's a called strike on the outside half. So Abers down 0-1. Johnny, a chance to extend the Wolfpack's 1-0 lead here with a runner on first. Swings on that one, hits it hard towards second. The ball is mishandled, and Abers is going to be safe at first. Anderson safe at second, and the Wolfpack have 2 aboard. Here comes Jeffrey Perry. Perry going to be the the designated hitter today in the place of Posker, who's playing second base. Abers at shortstop since Burchanowski is pitching. Here's the pitch from Russo. Outside, called strike. And that one was very far off the plate. Must have caught just the corner. Perry takes his time, steps back in. 2 out and 2 aboard. Here's the pitch. Called strike on that outside corner again. Well, the umpire likes that outside corner. And Russo seems to be finding it now all of a sudden. There's another pitch right down the middle. Perry tries to lay it down, but it fouls off. Oh, 0-2 to Jeffrey Perry. Russo fires. Perry swings and misses, and the inning is over, but not before the Wolfpack take the lead 1-0. We'll be back after a quick word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area in all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at CISA.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
And welcome back into Panama. Beautiful sunny Monday afternoon. The Wolfpack up 1-0 as we get ready to start the second inning. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Westfield. It's Anderson, Beal, and Covert. Anderson getting ready to step in momentarily to face Gavin Burchanowski. And Gavin got through that first inning with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. He did give up 2 hits in that inning. Had runners on second and third when he was able to get the last 2 outs. So he'll get the 6, 7, 8 guys now as Anderson steps in. Burchanowski winds and fires. Swung on, hit hard but foul down the right field side. And Anderson hit that one pretty far, but it was out of play almost immediately. Nothing but a long strike there, and Burchanowski already ready to go again. Here's the 0-1. That one drops down into the dirt for the first ball. Gavin trying to get the Wolfpack their final league win of the season and their final league game of the season. Called strike on the outside half. And it's 1-2 to Anderson. So the final league game for CSP today, 2 non-league games the next 2 days as they face Salamanca and Southwestern. And then it's playoff time. That pitch swung on, hit towards short, fielded by Abers. He fires to first. Red Lecky makes the catch, and Anderson is retired. Beal now. Really nice action there in the infield. Abers did a good job of getting into a good position in front of that ball and not letting it get through his legs, and then really gunned the ball over there to Red Lecky, but Red Lecky was ready at first and made a nice catch. So now Beal with 1 out. Burchanowski's first pitch to him. Swung on, hit up in the air towards second. Everyone closes, and there's Abers to make the grab. And there's now 2 away. So real quick, 2 outs here on 2 pitches. And that brings up Covert. Covert, the 8 hitter. Burchanowski, 13 pitches in the first inning, 2 so far here in the second. Winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. There's the pitch inside, and that'll push the batter back. Count to 1-1. And correction, it wasn't 2 pitches, it was 3 to get the first 2 outs. There was that long foul. So 3 pitches for 2 outs. Now he's 2 pitches into this third at bat. He'll try to take advantage of the 1-1 count. Here's Burchanowski, winds and fires. High for ball 2. And the count goes to 2-1. 1-0 Wolfpack here. They score in the bottom half of the first. Burchanowski single, and then was able to move across the bases to third, and then was driven home by Mason Groders. That pitch called a strike, so the count now 2-2 to Covert. Here's Burchanowski working quickly now. Covert's fans at that one, but no dice for him. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom half after this word from our sponsors on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
So the Wolfpack currently sitting in that 10th spot in Class C. Based on my calculations, and this is my back of the napkin math here, so don't take it too seriously, they can move past Barker and Frewsburg with wins, with a win today. Frewsburg is going to be interesting. They're done with league play, and they've moved on to their overall play. I think they just have Olean left, and so that'll be a different situation there. In the sense that they don't have an opportunity to extend their league winning streak or add any more games, so the Wolfpack will have a chance to catch them. They split during the season, both teams winning a game, so I think after that's going to come down to like opponents, and I'm not going through all the like opponents today while I sit here in Panama, but the Wolfpack could move up 1 or 2 spots with a win today. And we are ready to get this bottom half of the second underway. 1-0 CSP. It's going to be Red Lecky, Conklin, and Rodriguez for the Wolfpack. Russo's first pitch gets past everybody. Looks like Westfield may have made a change in the field. I missed the change. We'll get it here for you in just a minute. Pitcher's still the same. Catcher's still the same. And that's the most important part. Russo winds and fires, and that one nearly hits Red Lecky. He gets out of the way, and it's 2-0. So Conklin, the guy who broke up the no-hitter last time we were on the air, on deck. Red Lecky swings and misses at that one. And Evan, just a freshman, hitting in that 8-hole, playing center field mostly for the Wolfpack. But Daniel Red Lecky at the plate right now swings it, golfs that one towards third. Third baseman misses it. Shortstop misses it. Daniel Red Lecky safe at first. And that was a really nicely hit golf ball right towards the gap between short and third. Third baseman was playing kind of tight to the third base bag, and the shortstop a little closer to second than I would have expected in that situation with none on. So it works out for Daniel Red Lecky, and that brings up Evan Conklin with one aboard. Russo's first pitch to him, softly hit down the third base line, but it goes foul. And Evan took the bat halfway to first with him. He'll bring that back to the batter's box and try again here. I think he knew that thing was foul before he ever took a step, but didn't want to get caught not heading towards first. Conklin back in the box now. Russo ready for the 0-1. Throws that one inside, brushes back the batter. And the count's 1-1. So Daniel Red Lecky spends a lot of time over there at first base. That's where he plays defensively. That's where he's at right now as a runner. Evan Conklin trying to move him forward here in the second. Russo winds and fires. Conklin swings, fouls that one back. And the count goes to 1-2. So Conklin, 1-2. Back in the box. Russo gets his sign. He'll check that runner over there at first. And now he'll deliver. Outside, called strike on that outside edge. Will set Conklin down. And Ray Rodriguez now. Rodriguez steps into the box. And they'll have a little conversation about Daniel Red Lecky over there at first, and now they're ready to go. Russo's pitch, and that one hits the batter. Rodriguez takes the hit by pitch. That takes us back to the top, and Gavin Burchanowski, who scored in the first. So with one away and two aboard, a good situation for Gavin as he's trying to defend his own pitching abilities today with some runs support. He's in the box now. Here's the pitch from Russo. Burchanowski takes it low for ball one. back in the box. The 1-0 pitch from Russo. Down low, gets away from the catcher, but he's able to reel it in before the runners can advance. A lot of work behind the plate for the catcher. That's Rom. He's had 3 or 4 that get away from him so far. Russo's pitch, swung on by Burchanowski, and that's hit deep and foul to the right side. So now 2-1 to Gavin. 1 out, 2 aboard, a 1-0 lead, and an opportunity to catch Frewsburg in the standings. And to take down the team that's leading the league right now. That's Westfield. That pitch outside for ball number 3. So Westfield leads the league standings right now. They are 4th in the class standings, so that would give them a really advantageous situation in the playoffs. That one almost gets Burchanowski. He'll get walked. And that is going to load the bases for Max White. 1 out, bases loaded, and the sophomore catcher ready to get it started. Max in the box, here we go. Russo checks all those runners, and here's the first pitch over Max's head for ball 1. We'll see if Russo can get some command here after walking Burchanowski and hitting Rodriguez before that. The 1-0, high and outside. It's 2-0 to White now, and Mound Conference going to be the result of that. They don't want to let this thing get away, does Westfield. And so White will head down the third base line to have a chat with his coach, Matt Hare, and the entire Westfield infield will come to the mound to have a chat with Russo. So as I mentioned, Westfield 4th in the class, but leading the league with their 8-3 record. The Wolfpack sitting way back in 10th in the class and second to last in the league. But a win today would jump them over Barker and Frewsburg up to the 8th spot in the C class going into the playoffs. A lot of advantage to that. Holland, the 15th seat, they're 0-12. They've opted out of the playoffs. Cat Little Valley Mare may not opt out. They're 0-14 as well. Wilson is 13th. Allegheny Limestone 12th. North Collins 11th. And then we get back up to CSP Barker, Frewsburg. Portville 7th. Chautauqua Lake 6th. Brockton 5th. Westfield 4th. Randolph 3rd. Faulkner 2nd. And Gowanda leading the class. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for White. Now 2-1. So Russo able to calm it down and throw a strike after his mound visit. That one high, and it's now 3-1 to Max White. So again, bases loaded, 1 out here. A 3-1 count to the catcher. Groder's on deck. Here's the pitch to White. Outside, and he'll walk him. That walks in a run. Here comes Radlecki to score. And that brings up Mason Groders with the bases loaded and 1 out. Groders ground out back in the first to the second baseman. That was a RBI ground out, though, as he brought home Burchanowski. First pitch to him, he'll swing and miss. Strike 1. Rizzo checks third base. Now he'll fire. And he did hit Groders. So another hit by pitch here. And that'll bring in another run as Rodriguez comes home. Burchanowski now over to third, White to second, and Groder's on first. That brings up Caleb Anderson, and looks like Russo's pitching day is done. He'll head to the mound, or sorry, to the dugout, and we'll see who takes over on the mound here. So CSP able to run off the starter after 1 1/3 inning. And he's still going to own the rest of those guys aboard. New pitcher Going to get some warm-up throws in now. I believe this is Baum taking over on the mound. So we got Baum throwing to Rom. Baum, the new pitcher, number 2. And like I said, Caleb Anderson going to be the first batter he's actually responsible for. The rest of those runs belong to Russo. Wolfpack off to a fast 3-0 lead here against Westfield. And exactly the way they need to finish their league season here is a big win after losing to Westfield on Thursday night. They have a chance to bounce back here. CCAA Division II, Westfield 8-3 leading the league. If they lose tonight, they'll go into a 3-way tie with Maple Grove and Brockton Cassadaga Valley. And that's how all 3 of those teams would finish, a 3-way share of the league title. So Westfield going to get a piece of that either way. But if they win tonight, they get it all by themselves. The Wolfpack, as I said, trying to match Frewsburg's record in league with a win today. Anderson in the box. First pitch to him, high, but he swings for strike 1. So Baum's first pitch, now his second. Swung on by Anderson, softly hit back towards the pitcher. He'll bobble, throw to first in time to get Anderson, but a run does score. So that RBI makes it 4-0 CSP. And that brings up Johnny Abers. 2 out. Runners on second and third. And a 4-0 lead. Some nice run support for Burchanowski. First pitch to Abers, he swings, hits it softly towards third, fielded on the bounce. There's the throw to first. It is in time, and the side is retired. But not before some serious damage. 4-0 Wolfpack. We'll talk to you after the break.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in New York.
The American Legion Post 365 in Corry is a proud sponsor of CSP Sports on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream, located at 1460 Scioto Road in Corry. Phone 814-663-1790.
So the Wolfpack off to a good offensive start today and giving some good run support to Gavin Burchanowski as they lead 4-0 here. And we get ready to start the top of the third. It's going to be the 9-1-2 for Westfield, Kinderman, Stein, and Russo. Although Russo did get the hook there on the mound, and I'm not sure that he is still in the game offensively. I'm not sure if he took the place in the field or not. We'll watch and see. First pitch from Burchanowski. Swing and a miss by Kinderman. Birch up to 21 pitches through 2 innings. They got 23 out of Russo before he got the hook. 3 out of Baum so far. Second pitch to Kinderman. Swung on. Fouled off to the right side. The Wolfpack going to try and chase it down, and they cannot get there. 0-2. And kind of a delayed start going after that one for Daniel Redlecki. And Ray Rodriguez quickly from right field come flying in to try to help back him up on that, but neither one of them could get to the ball as it got to the fence. Kinderman back in the box. 0-2. Birch deals him a strike right down the middle and sits him down. Burchanowski meaning business with that pitch, and now we go back to the top of the lineup. Stein first, then Russo. One away here in the third. Burchanowski's first pitch to Stein. Swung on, hit towards right, and it's going to be a foul ball. A long foul. I mean, that one was 3/4 of the way to the fence or so. Probably about a 250-yard foul ball. Stein, he flew out to left field back in the first as well. Almost did the same thing there, but got it foul. Far enough out of reach for the left fielder, Anderson. Here's Burchanowski's pitch. Outside for ball one. Burchanowski gets the sign from White. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air towards right center. And it's deeper than anybody thought. Gets past Anderson. He'll chase it down at the fence. Runner's rounding second. They get the cut man. That's Abers, and he'll hold the runner there at second. But not before a double for Stein to get this inning rolling for the Wolverines. Only their third hit of the game so far. 2 singles back in the first, and then it's been lockdown city from Burchanowski. But Stein breaks that up with a double. Russo now at the plate. Lissandro in on deck and Rom in the hole. One away and a runner on second. 4-0 Wolfpack here in the top of the third. Burchanowski gets his sign, checks the runner, delivers high for ball number 1. And Gavin, maybe the most consistent pitcher on this CSP staff, or is the most consistent pitcher on this CSP staff. But they've got some good performances out of some of the younger guys. That one's fouled back. 1-1 now. But, you know, your last league game, you got to go for a win to try to improve your opportunities in the playoff. And you definitely want to go with your guy, and that's Gavin. So Gavin on the mound for this game against Westfield. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. So it's 2 strikes. What'll be interesting to see what Coach Hare has up his sleeve the next 2 days as they face Salamanca and Southwestern. That pitch high and outside for ball number 2. And, you know, the question is, you're going to have a playoff game probably by Friday. I think Friday will be the first round. So who do you pitch Tuesday and Wednesday, and who do you save for Friday? And there's a called strike right there. 2 down, and Lissandro on the plate. As Lissandro steps in, the runner's still on second. That's Stein. He had a nice double to left center that got past Anderson. Good throw into the cutoff man, though. Abers was able to play a nice in between there and keep that one in front of him. Lissandro gets called strike 1 as Burchanowski throws that one right down Main Street. So as I said, it makes sense to throw Burchanowski today. Who do you throw the next 2 days? Do you stick with your rotation and throw, you know, Abers and Posker, or do you go, that one swung on, right back to the pitcher. Burchanowski fields cleanly, gets it over to Red Lecky to retire the side. But do you stick with your rotation, or do you go with somebody else, like maybe Mason Groders to pitch, to give those arms a rest in case you need them in the playoffs? We'll find out tomorrow night. In the meantime, we're going to get a quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Uteggs Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you this broadcast. Along with collision repair and refinishing, Uteggs offers frame straightening services. Located at 633 East Smith Street in Corry. Uteggs Body Shop.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Support for coverage of CSP baseball action on the Channel 98.9 sports stream comes from JH Napa Auto Parts. Your local Napa store stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Located at 955 North Center Street in Corry and NapaOnline.com.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 sports stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
And welcome back into Panama. A 4-0 game here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. The Wolfpack, a nice little first and second inning charge. Led off by Burchanowski's single, and then he was able to steal a couple bags before being driven home by Mason Groders. And then in the second, they bring 3 across to make the score 4-0 off of a couple hit by pitches, a couple walks, and 1 single by Red Lecky. So the Wolfpack got the job done through those first 2 innings. They gave Burchanowski some run support that he desperately needs to keep this thing under control. And now they'll try to extend that lead. As the senior, Jeffrey Perry, steps up to the plate, he will lead off. Red Lecky hitting second and Conklin third this inning, as it is the 6-7-8 for the Wolfpack. First baseman needs to tie his shoe, so we'll take a quick timeout from action, and now he's good. Perry back in the box, and let's get this third inning, or bottom of the third inning, underway. There's the first pitch, way outside for ball 1. And Baum, who took over after 1 1/3 from Russo, trying to keep things calm here. Second pitch from him. Swung on. Perry hits a missile to right field. And that one going to fall just in front of the right fielder. Well hit ball, 1 bounce, and he's aboard with a single. Daniel Red Lecky now. Red Lecky singled in his last at bat, and then eventually he scored. He was the second run of the game. He got things started last inning. He will try to continue to work the offense here. Swings on that one, hits it high in the air towards right field. Right fielder tracking, and now the second baseman calls him off and makes the play. So fly out to the second baseman, a deep fly out to second. Puts Red Lecky back in the dugout and brings up the freshman Evan Conklin. Conklin struck out back in the second. The only, I guess 2 strikeouts for Russo. That one gets past the catcher, and Perry will move up to second. So 1-0 the count to Conklin. Conklin, a very patient batter. Reminds me a lot of how Johnny Abers was last year. He'll take a lot of pitches to look for the one he actually wants. Baum checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Down low. That one bounced before the plate. It's 2-0 to Conklin. Now to the freshman. Nice lead by Perry on second. Conklin swings and misses. And it's 2-1. Conklin back in the box. The 2-1 pitch. He'll take that, and it's called strike 2. That's that patience I was talking about. You take a chance there. That was a low pitch right at the line, and you just depending on what the umpire is going to call. In that case, it goes the wrong way, and now it's 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. He'll hit it towards second. Weird bounce. Second baseman drops it. He does get it. Eventually reels it in and makes the play in time to get Conklin. But Perry moves up to third. And nice recovery there by the second baseman of the Wolverines. I believe that's Russo. So the pitcher who was run off in the first inning. So Baum has 2 outs and a runner on third, and Ray Rodriguez at the dish. He was hit by a pitch hit in the second inning. He swings at that one, hits it high in the air. The catcher coming for it, and it's going to be foul. That one landed about 3 feet from us here on the radio. Rodriguez back in the box. That pitch outside. Ball number 1. Ray has Perry over there on third. That pitch outside, ball 2. There's the pitch. Swung on Rodriguez. He'll foul that one off to the left side. 2-2 now the count. Go back to the top of the lineup if Ray can do something here with this at bat. Rodriguez, 2-2. Baum going to take a look over there. Jeffrey Perry at third. Now the pitch. Outside, swung on by Rodriguez and missed. And that will retire the side. Wolfpack head to the 4th here in Panama. We'll be right back on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Channel 98.9 Sports thanks Panama Auto Center for their support, offering automotive service, New York State inspection, and more, located at East Main Street in Panama or on Facebook. Phone 716-772-2110.
Coverage of Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by White Land Surveying in Clymer, providing land surveys for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties in New York and Erie, Warren, and Crawford counties in Pennsylvania. Phone 716-499-8410. Find them online at mwhitepls.com. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks White Land Surveying for their support.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
And welcome back into the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier, and this is CSP Baseball. The Wolfpack up 4-0 on the Wolverines of Westfield here in the final CCAA Division II League game. 2 more regular season games for the Wolfpack tomorrow and Wednesday, weather permitting. And then it'll be playoff time here in Section 6. Heading to the top of the 4th, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Westfield, Rom, Baum, and Anderson. And Trent Rahm does step in now. Burchanowski winds and fires, and the 4th is underway. Fouled back. Rahm flew out back in the 1st to shortstop. The 0-1 to him. Swung on, hit hard towards third, and it gets past Groders. And that will put Rahm on board, or on base, I'm sorry. Baum now. So Baum has come in relief of Russo and really kind of settled down the Wolfpack offense a little bit. He'll try to contribute to the offensive side now for the Wolverines. Burchanowski gets his sign. He'll throw back to first and hold the runner Rahm. Rahm back a step or two before the ball. And we'll see how much that impacts his leadoff. A little bit shorter lead this time. Here's the pitch. Outside edge, but ball. So that corner has been tricky today. Both pitchers trying to dot that outside corner, and the umpire pretty consistently calling most of those right on the edge of strike. That one very close, but called a ball. That one high for ball number 2. And Max White is a sophomore, asking the umpire some questions about the placement of the ball. That's to help frame the pitch later. Here's the pitch from Burchanowski. Swung on, hit towards short. Gets just out of reach of Abers. Gets to center, going to be fielded there by Conklin. And that single for Baum puts 2 aboard for Westfield. Anderson now. So 2 on, no outs here in the 4th. Wolfpack still have that 4-run lead, and that's helping Burchanowski be able to throw more strikes here, but he's quickly got 2 runners aboard. He's going to have to tighten up a little bit as a pitcher now. He'll check the runner at second. That's Rom. And deliver, swing and a miss for Anderson. Anderson, the 6-hitter. Beal on deck for the Wolverines. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air towards left center. Tracked by Conklin, gonna fall in the gap. Conklin gets to the ball. 2 runners gonna round third, cut off by Abers. Here's the throw home. White has the ball, he'll tag the runner, and an out there at the plate as Max White meets the runner on the base path, and Baum goes down, and White is making sure everything's okay as Baum is injured. And now some conflict here as the runner did not slide towards home and ran right into the glove of Max White. And Coach Hare not happy with that. A warning was given to White, and Hare does not want that to happen. So meanwhile, Baum being tended to. Rom did score. And here comes the field official as well to join the conversation. And it's a judgment call whether or not it was malicious contact. And, you know, White initially presented his glove at chest height, and I think it didn't seem like he raised his hands to me. Can we watch that replay? There you see Baum getting up. Anderson's double scores a run. Baum thrown out at home. A nice play in the field by Conklin to get it into Abers and get it to the plate to White in time. Debate still being made here on whether or not the runner is at fault or the catcher, and now the umpire explaining to the Westfield coaches the runner has to slide there. So let them get through this explanation, and then we'll be able to get back to some baseball here, as it seems that Baum is okay and has made it over to the dugout. Now, he is the pitcher for Westfield right now, so to see him go down there, meaningful to the Westfield staff as well for that reason. All right, so everything sorted here. And now maybe a Westfield substitution. And it is Beal. So no substitution. Maybe just checking again on that ruling so that they get their scorebook right. All right, here's Beal now in the box. 1 out, 1 in, and 1 on third. That pitch, going to be a ball. So Anderson, in the confusion at home plate, was able to move up to third. I think White probably could have gunned him at third had he continued on with the play, but after he made contact with the batter, he actually stopped. Here's the pitch from Burchanowski. Called strike. 1-1. So whenever there's contact at the plate, it's always very intense, and Max White's been on the wrong side of that before as well. Swing and a miss there. 1-2. It reminds me last year the concussion Max had. He actually collided with his own pitcher, and that was Tate Catney's, as they both went for a fly ball, and Max laid there on the first base line for quite some time with that concussion. Swung on, hit towards right, but it's fouled off. So it's good to know that you know, Max was in the right place at the right time. He didn't do anything wrong there, nothing malicious, and unfortunate that Rom went down, but I think he's okay. I see him walking around over there. Sorry, Baum, and I think he'll be fine and able to continue. Swung on, kind of flipped out towards second, fielded there by Posker, and no tag made. So a fly out to Posker. puts Beal down. That's 2 away and brings up Covert. Covert struck out back in the second. They have Anderson over there at third as they trail 4-1. Here's the pitch from Burchanowski. Swung on, softly hit right back towards the pitcher. Fielded by Birch, thrown over to first, and it gets past Radlecki. Going to be chased down now by Rodriguez as the runner does not even try to advance off of first, but they do score Anderson. He slid into first base, did Covert. So unable to advance because he slid into first. Kinderman now, the 9-hitter. He struck out in the third. Burchanowski throws over to first, gets past Radlecki. He'll reel it in, and Covert unable to advance there as he was down in the dirt as he slid back. Matt Hare going to come out and have a quick chat with Burchanowski, and I think just trying to settle his pitcher down a little bit after giving up a couple runs here. Gavin has to be their guy here today, and he's trying to be that guy, so trying to get him out of that mindset and not rattled is a really important move here by Coach Matt Hare. That mound visit over. Kinderman back in the box. And here we go. Covert takes his lead off first. Burchanowski steps off the mound. And he's talking to the dugout. And now the umpire calls to the dugout for something. Oh, they're double checking the count that it's 0-0. He has not thrown a pitch to this batter yet. He just threw over to first. That was it. All right. Everyone's got the count figured out. Here we go. Burchanowski delivers. Swung on, hit back towards second. Fielded there by Posker. And the side is retired. Posker makes 2 nice fielding plays. And the Wolfpack escape by only giving up 2 here in the top of the 4th. We get to the bottom next on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at CISA.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
4-2 here in Panama as the Wolfpack lead the Wolverines halfway through the 4th inning. I'm Josh Hosier, and this is the 98.9 Sports Stream. Little action at home plate there as Max White made a tag high on a runner coming into home who did not slide. That runner happens to be the pitcher right now for the Wolverines, Baum. And taking a look at him here in warm-ups, he's thrown 3 straight to the backstop, 2 of them to the exact same spot, but seems to have wound it down just a little bit and have it a little more under control here late in his warm-ups. And there's the final one. Wolfpack ready to get things going here at the top of the lineup. It's going to be Burchanowski, White, and Groders to get things going. They lead 4-2. Burchanowski a little rattled last inning after giving up 2 runs, but able to reel it in and finish it off, and got some good defensive help behind him from Posker. And the 8th grader has delivered for the Wolfpack this year. So now Burchanowski going to try and give himself some more run support here in the fourth. Baum winds and fires. And the wind kicks up for the first time today, and that one's high for ball one. Our first real good gust of wind we've gotten there. Almost blew everything off the table. Second pitch. Outside, ball two. Quickly 2-0 to Burchanowski. He singled in the first and walked in the second. Scored both times. Pitch 3 to him is a 2-0. Way inside, and it's 3-0. So everybody else probably has a take here except for maybe Gavin. He might be the only one that doesn't have a take. If they throw a strike right down the middle, he might be swinging for the fences. And that one's low, he'll walk. So a runner aboard, and here comes Max White. Max flew out in the first, walked in the second, and now he'll take his third at bat here in the fourth. And again, Max had that tense play at the plate where initially was warned and then unwarned by the umpire. He'll step in now. Chance to help the Wolfpack offense. That pitch outside gets past the catcher. Burchanowski into second easily. And unfortunately for the catcher, he's had a really busy day back here. A lot of pitchers getting past him. That's Trent Rahm. And he's had his work cut out for him today. Checks the runner, Burchanowski. Here's the pitch. High for ball two. So now 2-0 to Max White. And Burchanowski taking a very healthy lead off a second there. Had I think, Baum just a little bit concerned. He'll step off, and Burchanowski gets back to the bag. The second baseman trying to hold him over closer to the bag as the shortstop's over in his regular defensive position. There's the pitch, swung on by White, fouled off to the left side. 2-1 now the count. Max trying to jump on that one as it came, really kind of dropped into the zone late. The ball was going to be high and started to fade into the top half of the zone. Here's the pitch. That one's high for ball three. So Baum a little high so far this inning. He's walked one batter. Now he's a 3-1 count to the other. He'll check the runner. Here's the pitch. Down in the... Oh, that's going to be called strike. I thought that was in the dirt, but he did call it in the bottom of the zone. 3-2. So a full count to White. Max back in the box now. He has Burchanowski on second. No outs here in the fourth. The pitch high, and White takes his base. So back-to-back walks for Baum, and that brings up Mason Groders. He'll take the long jog down to have a chat with his coach as Westfield will do a mound visit with Baum. And the coach actually going to send him back into the field. He's done pitching. So Baum going to give them 1 2/3 and a new pitcher is going to be, as soon as we see his number, so a third pitcher for Westfield now. First pitch there of his warm-up pitches. And they're going to go to number 8. And that's, I believe, Stein. So Stein now the pitcher. Burchanowski and White will belong to Baum as far as earned runs go. He faced only 8 batters. And looks like he had, in that time, 1 hit and 2 walks. Most importantly, didn't hit anybody. His predecessor, Russo, hit 3 batters. And he also had a strikeout in that time. We'll see how many earned runs he ends up with here shortly. As Stein comes on in relief, and he's their leadoff batter. And he's trying to get his arm loosened up as he gets ready to face Mason Groders. Groders, Anderson, and Abers due up next for the Wolfpack with 2 on and no outs here in the fourth. 2 walks to get 2 runners aboard. And the warm-ups are done. Here comes Groders. Mason steps in a really nice offensive position here with 2 aboard and no out. New pitcher going to try and calm things down for Westfield. Stein gets his sign, fires. Kind of a sidearm pitcher. First pitch is going to go for a ball outside. I can't see his delivery point from where I'm sitting, so I'm not sure if it's sidearm or like maybe a weird 3/4, but swing and a miss by Groders. And the ball gets past the second baseman. Here comes a run to score. So Burchanowski comes home. White on second. And it's 2-0 to Groders. The pitch. High for ball 3. So 5-2 Wolfpack now. Groders 3-0. He's taken here. No, he swings at it. Late swing from Groders. It's 3-1. And I don't mind that swing if it's right down the middle of the plate. I just think he was a little late going after it. Make the decision just a little bit sooner. That one down in the dirt, and the 3rd walk of the inning. First for Stein, but that was his first batter as well. Anderson now. McCaleb hit by a pitch in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd. His 3rd at bat now here in the 4th. Called strike 1. He has runners on 1st and 2nd, and Burchanowski already home here for the Pack. That one down low for a ball. It's 1-1. Anderson hitting in that 4th spot for the Wolfpack, trying to keep this offensive momentum going. That one way inside, brushes the batter back, and it's 2-1. Max White over there on second. Mason Groders on first. Here's the pitch. Inside again, pushes back Anderson, and the count's now 3-1. So far, Stein has pitched to 2 batters, and he's thrown only 2 strikes. There's a swing, and a nice piece of hitting there by Anderson. Going to get through to right field. That'll move everybody up. And White's going to turn for home. Slide at the plate. He's safe, and another run comes home for the Wolfpack. Nice play there by Max White. And he makes no doubt about it. When he came around third, he was coming home. Everybody saw it coming, and they tried to get the ball in, not in time. He's able to get down underneath the tag and extend the Wolfpack lead. Groders on second now, and Anderson, after that single, stands on first. That brings up Johnny Abers. 6-2 Wolfpack. And Stein now to face his 3rd batter after giving up a walk and a single. Called strike. So earned runs for Baum are going to be 2. And now Stein on his own for earned runs here with the guys aboard. That pitch low. Both runners going to move up as that bounces off the backstop. And 1-1 to Johnny Abers. Abers back in the box. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he's hit by the pitch. So that loads the bases for Jeffrey Perry. Bases loaded, no outs, and the senior at the plate. He singled in his last at-bat back in the 3rd. And what an opportunity for him here to extend the Wolfpack lead. First pitch to Perry. Swung on and hit right back towards center. It's going to drop in there for a base hit, and Jeffrey Perry extends the Wolfpack lead with that RBI single. And that brings up Daniel Radlecki now in the same situation. Bases loaded, no outs, now a 7-2 lead. And the sophomore first baseman steps in. First pitch to him. Called strike. Shaking off the sign is Stein. He gets one he likes, and here he comes. Swung on and fouled off, so it's 0-2 to Radlecki. Radlecki behind 0-2 here with bases loaded. Back in the box. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Evan Conklin now with 1 out and bases loaded. Conklin struck out in the second, grounded out in the third. He'll get his 3rd attempt now. First pitch to Evan low, and he has to jump over it. Runners take off. Catcher gets the ball, throw to the plate, and it is in time. They get Anderson at the plate for the 2nd out. And he got the tag down just under Anderson's foot. Really a nice play by Rom, the heads-up play by the catcher to get the ball back over to the pitcher, Stein, in time to get the 2nd out of the inning. Conklin runners on 2nd and 3rd now with a 1-0 count. That one will call the strike, and that was on the outside edge. Here's the pitch. High for ball 2. Base knock here from Conklin could score 2. That pitch way outside, and it's 3-1. And Abers toying with the catcher Rom there as he was quite a ways off 3rd, almost daring him to throw to 3rd. 3-1 now to Conklin. Way outside, they'll walk him. And that brings up Rodriguez. So Ray comes into a bases loaded situation, but now 2 outs. 7-2 Wolfpack. Rodriguez. First pitch to him, called strike up high. And Stein, he throws the fastball really top outside corner, but then his breaking ball drops off the table. That one over Rodriguez's head for ball 1. And again, Abers halfway down that 3rd baseline, challenging the catcher Rom. The 1-1 to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss at the high pitch. That's that fastball up high again. And it's 1-2. Ray back in the box now. Stein wasting no time. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3, or ball 2, I'm sorry. 2-2 the count. Stein checks Abers. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 3, and the count is full. Ray Rodriguez, 2 outs, full count, bases loaded. Stein pitches, and they walk him. They walk home the run. It's now 8-2. And we go back to the top. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1 to Burchanowski. So the Wolfpack does hit around here in the 4th. That one also high. 2-0 to Burchanowski. As Stein is missing with that fastball up high now. Here's the pitch. Again high, and he misses again. 3-0. And we'll see if we walk home another run here. The pitch. High again, and they will. 9-2 Wolfpack. That brings up Max White. Well, maybe not, as the mound visit now going to occur for Westfield. we could be seeing a fourth pitcher. They're trying to calm down Stein here. Really going to a fourth pitcher at this point in the game. I mean, they've used pretty much all their arms. They'll let them stay for now. Mound visit over. Hopefully for Westfield's sake, they have Stein in a better place. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack would like to take advantage. Max White, the batter who's trying to do that with bases loaded here. That one down low for ball one. Bases loaded, 2 outs. They've already hit around and they're up 9-2. Called strike one. 1-1 the count. Stein winds and fires. Over Max's head. The runner is going to come home. There's the throw. And he's under the tag. 10-0 as Conklin gets under that one. Or 10-2, I'm sorry. Rodriguez also moves up, as does Burchanowski. And again, another nice play by the catcher. Rom, he gets to the ball, gets it back to the pitcher, but this time Stein came in a little higher, and once he got the ball and was able to get down to the tag, it was too late. Conklin was under it. White swings on that one, fouls it off down the left field line, and it will get out of play over there. 2-2 now the count to Max White. He has runners on second and third. And they have certainly put Stein through his paces since he came on in relief a couple batters into this inning. 2-2 the count. Stein winds and fires. White checks his swing, and that'll be a ball. Full count now. Max going to have a chance to keep this offense going here. Full count. Stein winds and fires. Over Max's head. They'll walk him. And I'll give Mason Groders a chance now with bases loaded. This Wolfpack fourth inning has been absolutely lights out offensively as they've taken advantage of both Baum and Stein. 2 outs here, bases loaded. First pitch to Groders. He swings on that one, fouls it back. And it's just 0-1, nothing more, but some more baseballs needed for the umpire. Causes a stoppage. Rodriguez on third, Burchanowski second, and White on first. Groders swings at that one, hits it hard, fielded by the pitcher, over to first in time, and finally the side is retired. But not before the Wolfpack pile it on. They lead 9-2 here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
And welcome back in to the 98.9 Sports Stream presentation of CSP Baseball. I'm Josh Hosier, and we are currently heading to the fifth inning with a 9-2 score here as CSP leads Westfield in the CCAA Division II action. The final CCAA Division II game for the Wolfpack. They have 2 non-league games remaining after today. And Westfield currently leading the way. They're going to guarantee a share of the league title. If they lose today, they'll be tied 3 ways for that league title. If they win today, they will hold on to it for themselves. But down 9-2, they got their work cut out for them as we head to the fifth. So far, Burchanowski, 48 pitches through 4 innings. How about this comparable stat? Stein, 1 inning, 40 pitches, only 8 less than Burchanowski as he got rocked there in the 4th. Stein, the 3rd pitcher of the game for Westfield today. First pitcher was Russo. He went 1 1/3. Then Baum went 1 2/3, and then Stein came on for, I guess, 1 1/3 so far. Oh, no, just one complete inning. Burchanowski set to throw his 49th pitch of the game now. And he delivers. That one gets past Max White. Ball number 1. So he's throwing to Stein. It's Stein, Russo, Lissandro, the 1, 2, 3 for the Westfield Wolverines. Burchanowski delivers. Swung on, hit towards short. A bouncer, and Abers can't quite get there. Going to be on board is Stein. Abers playing out of position today at short. Burchanowski, typically the shortstop. Abers the second baseman. They switch when it's each other's turns to pitch. And that one, that's a tough reach for a shortstop, and so that one's going to be a base hit. It's not going to be an error, but he did get to it, just couldn't quite get a hold of it and get it over to first. Burchanowski throws back to first to try to hold that runner Stein there as he gets ready to deal to Russo. Gets his sign, delivers. High to Russo for ball 1. That pitch swung on, hit high in the air towards left center. Tracking is Conklin and Anderson. Anderson makes the play, and he'll throw it into the cutoff man in time. So a deep fly out to left field. And no other damage done there. Lissandro now. Lissandro, he had a single in the first and then ground out in the 3rd. He's got a runner on first. That's Stein. And 1 out. Burchanowski back on the mound now. Ready to deal, and there's the pitch. Swing and a miss. White going to try and throw down the runner. The throw just a little behind. White makes a nice move there, though. Popped out of his stance quickly and gunned one down on the strike call to Lissandro. Oh, 1 the count. The pitch. Swung on, hit towards 3rd. Groders can't get to it. It's going to get through to left field. And they'll throw it into Abers. Enough to hold the runner Stein there at 3rd base. So Lissandro's single puts runners on the corner. And at the plate, the catcher, Trent Rom. He flew out in the 1st and singled and eventually scored in the 4th. That was a really long 4th inning. Not only did the Wolfpack put up a bunch of runs, but so did Westfield put their 2 runs up in the 4th as well. Rom now with 2 aboard. First pitch to him, high. They'll try and gun the runner at second once again. And they do get him, but a run also scores as Stein comes home. So they gun that runner at second, but Stein comes home to score, making the lead 10-3 Wolfpack. 10-3, your score here in the top of the 5th. 2 down, and Trent Rom still at the plate. 1-0 the count. Called strike. Here's the pitch from Burchanowski. Swung on, hard hit by Rahm towards right. Anderson is there, and the side is retired. Wolfpack get a nice inning out of their defense. They lead 10-3 as we head to the bottom of the fifth here in Panama on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in New York.
The American Legion Post 365 in Corry is a proud sponsor of CSP Sports on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream, located at 1460 Scioto Road in Corry. Phone 814-663-1790.
Welcome back into Panama here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier, and the Wolfpack getting their final CCAA Division II game in tonight, and they lead 10-3 here as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the Wolfpack, if they're able to pull off the win today, will pull even with Frewsburg in that fifth spot in CCAA Division II. But more importantly now, as you look ahead to the playoffs, as they group by class instead of by league, and your league standings do give you better seating in the playoffs, but you still have to be ranked at a certain place in the class standings as well. Wolfpack 10th in the class. This win can move them up 2 spots from 10th to 8th in Class C playoff standings, because Barker is at 4-8 and Frewsburg at 5-7. So that could be really a big win for the Wolfpack if they can pull that off. And they're well on their way so far. We'll see if it continues. Stein going to be back for another inning after throwing 40 pitches in the fourth, and the Wolfpack going to get their 4, 5, 6, Anderson, Abers, and Perry. If the Wolfpack end up trending, between an 8 and a 10 seat, it's really going to dictate who they play in the first round. And looking at how this is kind of standing right now, a 10 could play Portville, an 8 or 9 they're probably going to play Frewsburg or Barker. So, again, we talked about what the pitching is going to look like the next 2 days. You probably don't want to throw Burchanowski against a Barker or a Frewsburg. You probably want to save him for round 2 when you're going to have to go against one of those top 4 or 5 teams. So then if you're going to save one of your other guys, whether it's Abers or Posker, who pitches against Southwestern and Salamanca? It'd be really interesting to see what Coach Hare does here down the stretch with 2 non-league games to end the season. Waiting for Stein to finish his warm-up here, and we're going to get back to the action here in the bottom of the fifth. And warm-up pitches coming to a close. And here comes Caleb Anderson. So, bottom 5, 10-3. Stein's already thrown 40 pitches through 1 inning, which is nearly as, I'm going to get Burchanowski at 57 through 5. First pitch to Anderson about to get underway here in the bottom of the fifth. Winds and fires. high over Anderson's head for ball one. So I mentioned Anderson, Abers, Perry due up for the Wolfpack. Second pitch to McCaleb. Down low for ball two. 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit towards second, and fielded on the fly there by the second baseman. Fly out to second, gets this inning started, and that brings up Johnny Abers. Abers ground out in the second. He reached by hit by pitch in the fourth and eventually scored. He was the 8th run of this game for the Wolfpack. Johnny back in the box now. And a called strike to him. He also had a single back in the first. So Johnny, this is his 4th at bat here in the 5th inning. Wolfpack offense getting plenty of opportunity today. Huge swing there by Abers towards right center. It falls in for a base knock. And really nicely placed ball there by Johnny Abers, his 2nd hit of the day. So Abers 2 hits and a hit by pitch. So he's 2 for 3 and has been aboard 3 times. Not a bad offensive day for the junior. That brings up senior Jeffrey Perry. He's got 2 hits today as well. A single back in the 3rd and a single and eventually scored in the 4th. He did strike out back in the 1st. He'll come up with 1 aboard and 1 out here in the 5th, and he'll cut one down the 3rd base line. Third baseman fields it, throws it to first, and is in time. Moves up Abers to scoring position, though. And Matthew Redlecki now at the plate. Redlecki singled in the 2nd, flew out in the 3rd, and struck out in the 4th. He comes up now for his 4th try of the day with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Swings at that first pitch, and it is a strike. Abers again taking a real nice lead, trying to get Stein to pay attention to him instead of the batter. Oh, and he hits the batter. Redlecki hit by pitch. And that'll put 2 members of the Wolfpack aboard. And Evan Conklin at the plate, the freshman. Struck out in the 2nd, ground out in the 3rd, and then walked in the 4th and eventually was that 10th run of the game. He comes up with 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th. So Stein now has faced 4 batters in this inning after giving up 40 in the 1st. There's a strike. This is the 5th batter of the inning in Conklin. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-1. So Abers on second, Redlecki on first. Conklin, strike there. Abers takes off. Nice play by Rahm, and he guns him at third. So Rahm makes a really nice play picking up that misplayed ball and is able to get Abers heading for third, and the side is retired. Wolfpack lead 10-3 as we head to the 6th.
Uteggs Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you this broadcast. Along with collision repair and refinishing, Uteggs offers frame straightening services. Located at 633 East Smith Street in Corry. Uteggs Body Shop.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Support for coverage of CSP baseball action on the Channel 98.9 sports stream comes from JH Napa Auto Parts. Your local Napa store stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Located at 955 North Center Street in Corry and NapaOnline.com.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
And welcome back into Panama. 10-3 the score. CSP leading Westfield. Burchanowski 57 pitches through 5 innings. Comparative, the Westfield pitching staff, 3 pitchers, 102 pitches through 5 innings. And their most recent pitcher, Stein, who's the guy trying to settle things down, has 52 through just 2 innings. So he's only 5 pitches short of Burchanowski's full game of work. Coming up for Westfield is going to be the 5-6-7, Baum, Anderson, and Beal. And we're ready to get this 6th underway. First pitch to Baum. Called strike on the outside half. And Burchanowski with his comfortable lead. Going to assume throwing right down Main Street here. That one bounces for ball 1. Maybe I jinxed him there. Sorry, Gavin. You can go back to throwing strikes now. He's thrown a bunch today. Really not been outside of the zone a whole lot. That one bounces off the catcher. Ball 2. The count is 2-1. Burchanowski gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit towards center. Conklin tracking. It's over his head. And that's going to be a base knock for Baum. He's actually going to get 2 out of it. And a double to start off the 6th for Westfield. That brings up Anderson, who hit a double his last at bat back in the 4th. And eventually was the 2nd run scored for Westfield. He ground out back in the 2nd to Johnny Abers at short. He comes up now with a runner on 2nd, no outs in the 6th. Here's the pitch, outside for ball 1. Burchanowski trying to settle back in now. The 1-0. High, ball 2. Anderson back in the box. He's ahead 2-0 in the count. Burchanowski checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That one's low for ball 3. And it's a 3-0 count now to the 6-hitter Anderson. And Burchanowski, 64 pitches now. Here's the pitch. High, and he'll walk Anderson. That brings up Beal. Beal flew out in the 2nd and then flew out again in the 4th. In the 2nd it was to short, and in the 4th it was to second base. That 1 to 2nd, he just kind of slapped the ball, and it was almost like he decided to swing very, very late and just barely got the bat to the ball and slapped it right to 2nd. He comes up with runners on 1st and 2nd and no outs here in the 6th. Burchanowski deals, and that one's outside for ball 1. Burchanowski missing on the outside half now. He's been trying to catch that outside corner like he was early in the game, and seems like that one's gotten away from him just a little bit. White resets. Swing and a miss there by Beal. That's 1-1. So White had to reset his feet. I think he thought his hips were too far to the inside edge. He was trying to help the umpire see that outside corner. Swing and a miss there by Beal, and it's 1-2. So good job by the sophomore catcher. That's the little things you don't always notice in a baseball game, but a sophomore catcher resetting his hips and moving over to try to help frame the pitch for the umpire. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. And it remains 1-2. That one hit up in the air. Here comes Burchanowski. He makes the play. 1 away. Covert now, the batter. He's the 8-hitter. And Beal very frustrated with his fly out, as he has 3 of those today as he heads back to the dugout. Covert now. He'll try to do something with 2 aboard and 1 out. Burchanowski checks the lead runner, but Covert calls time. and he wanted to consult with his coach down the third base line. We'll see if they lay one down here or what exactly that call was. Here's the pitch. He does lay down a bunt down the third base line. Fielded by Burchanowski, and there's no play to be made. Bases are loaded for Westfield. Ian Kinderman now, the batter with bases loaded and one out. Burchanowski winds and fires. Called strike one. 0-1 to the 9-hole hitter Kinderman. Here's the pitch from Burchanowski. High for ball one. Kinderman struck out in the third and flew out in the fourth. So 1-1 count against Burchanowski with bases loaded and one out here in the sixth. The pitch. Gets past White. He's going to have to chase this one down. He gets it back to Burchanowski, and the runner is safe. Baum scores. That's a fourth run for Westfield. And time to clean the plate off here as runners advance to second and third. So Anderson now on third, Covert on second, and Kinderman faces a 2-1 count. Burchanowski ready to deliver. Swung on, fouled off, and the count's 2-2. (10-4) the score here in the top of the sixth. Wolfpack out in front. Called strike three. So down goes Kinderman. There's two away, and that brings up Stein. He's got runners on second and third, one already in, and two out here in the sixth. Stein flew out in the first, doubled in the third, and singled in the fifth. He eventually scored in the fifth. First pitch to him. Swung on high in the air, and it's going to probably get out of play over there. Wolfpack making a play right there by the dugout. No, they can't quite get it. They almost made a play right in front of the Westfield dugout, but the sun also right there. No harm, no foul there, just a long strike. Stein behind 0-1 now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. White does a really good job of blocking that pitch and keeping Anderson over there on third. It's 0-2 to Stein. Two out, two on, an 0-2 count. Burchanowski fires. Swing and a miss for Stein, and they get out of the danger here in the sixth. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning in just a moment on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Channel 98.9 Sports thanks Panama Auto Center for their support. Offering automotive service, New York State inspection, and more. Located at East Main Street in Panama or on Facebook. Phone 716-772-2110.
Coverage of Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by White Land Surveying in Clymer, providing land surveys for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties in New York and Erie, Warren, and Crawford counties in Pennsylvania. Phone 716-499-8410. Find them online at mwhitepls.com. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks White Land Surveying for their support.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. and vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Welcome back to the 98.9 Sports Stream's presentation of CSP Baseball. I'm Josh Hosier, and this is the final CCAA Division II game of the season for the CSP Wolfpack, as they have 2 non-league games to go before the playoffs begin. But this is the last chance to pull back even with Frewsburg in the division, and a chance for Westfield to win the division outright, the league outright, or split it 3 ways. They trail 10-4, so their bid to win it outright really going to hinge on the pitching here in the 6th from Stein, and then what they can do with their bats in the top of the 7th. Wolfpack would love to rain on that parade. It's Conklin, Rodriguez, and Burchanowski due up here in the 6th, and Stein already at 52 pitches through 2 innings, and we'll see if he can continue to hold the Wolfpack at bay here to finish this game after Baum and Russo both were run pretty quickly. One did 1 1/3, and the other did 1 2/3. And Conklin ready to go here to get the bottom of the 6th underway. He takes a swing at the first pitch for strike 1. Evans struck out in the 2nd, ground out in the 3rd, walked and then scored in the 4th. And another that pitch high for ball 1. Took 2 pitches in the 5th before they threw out Johnny Abers at 3rd. And that puts him back up here in the 6th. He swings on that one, hits it hard towards first. First baseman bobbles, but will still get there before him. And it's a ground out to first for the first out of the inning. Ray Rodriguez now. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd and eventually scored. Struck out in the 3rd and then walked in the 4th. Rodriguez comes up with 1 out here in the 6th and a 10-4 lead. First pitch to him, he'll swing and miss. Strike 1. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss again for Rodriguez. He's behind 0-2. Back in the box goes Rodriguez. Swings at that one, chops it down the 3rd baseline, foul. That one fielded by CSP head coach Matt Hare there by 3rd base. That one low in the dirt for ball 1. Hare did a good job of fielding that one barehanded down there at 3rd base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for Rodriguez. 2 away here in the 6th. Back to Burchanowski, who's had a very eventful day at the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single in the 1st, but has 3 walks, and he scored 3 times for the Wolfpack. He comes up with 2 outs now, so going to have to manufacture some offense if there will be any here in the 6th for the Wolfpack. First pitch to Burchanowski. Ball. Down low. Stein gets his sign. Called strike 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit hard to the gap in right center. That's going to drop in there for at least 1. Birch turns for 2. Burchanowski going to be heading to 2nd. Here comes the ball to the cutoff. He's in there standing up. A big league double for Gavin Burchanowski. 2 for 2 on the day and 5 times on the bags for Burchanowski. Really successful offensive day for the pitcher, helping give himself some run support. That brings up Max White. Flew out in the 1st, walked in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and then walked again in the 4th. So he's been aboard 3 times today, but he's 0 for 1 at the plate. With Burchanowski on 2nd and 2 away. First pitch to White. Swing and a miss. Strike number 1. Stein quickly back on the mound. He's trying to work fast here in the 6th. Checks Burchanowski and delivers. Called strike on the outside half. And that strike zone gets a little wider this late in the game, I think, and Max White going to try to get in front of the next one. Swings at that, but it's called strike. Or sorry, a swinging strike. And that'll end the side. Wolfpack goes down in the 6th. We're going to head to the final frame here on the 98.9 Sports Stream after this word from our sponsors.
Support for CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at CISA.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
The first place Westfield Wolverines trail 10-4. Here in the top of the 7th, they're going to have to find a way to manufacture at least 6 runs to keep this thing going. Meanwhile, Gavin Burchanowski, 79 pitches through 6 innings, looks to put this one away for the CSP Wolfpack as they try to spoil Westfield's solo claim to the league title. If they lose today, Westfield will split it 3 ways with Brockton, Casadega, as well as somebody else. I already forgot. How about that? Burchanowski almost done with his warm-up pitches. The other team who would split the 3-way would be Maple Grove. So Maple Grove, Brockton, Casadega, and Westfield would split the league 3 ways, all with 8-4 league records. CSP 4-7 in league. Frewsburg 5-7, so they'll be tied with them in that 5th spot. All important as we get ready to head towards playoff seeding. What's left for CSP after today? Only the 9-2, 9-3 Southwestern Trojans on Wednesday, and the 9-10, 2-9 Salamanca Warriors tomorrow. First pitch from Burchanowski is a strike to Russo. So it'll be Russo, Lissandro, Rom, the 2-3-4s for Westfield. 6 runs to play with here for Burchanowski. Needs 3 outs. Called ball up high, so the count is 1-1. Swung on, hit towards third. Fielded on the hop by Groders. He fires to first, and that one gets past Redlecki. The runner is on board. And how about Max White all the way down to back up that throw and snags that ball as it gets past Redlecki. Great effort there by Max White to get down there and stop that ball. So Russo aboard. He reaches by, I believe, error on the first baseman. Now Lissandro. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. So as I said, 6-run lead here, and only need 3 outs to win the thing. Burchanowski takes a look. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2 for Lissandro. Oh, it's not Lissandro. He's been substitute for here, and I don't think I have the name of his replacement. And there's called strike 3. Oh, I do have the name of his replacement. It's Aiden Reese, who comes in, the sophomore, and he strikes out. And that brings up Trent Ram, the catcher, with a runner on first. That's Russo. First pitch outside for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Low for ball number 2. Burchanowski winds and fires. Swung on, hit hard towards center. Conklin tracking. It's going to get over his head and fall in for a base knock. At least going to be a double. We'll see if the runners try to score. They will stay right where they're at, second and third. A double for Trent Rahm advances the runner Russo to third and brings up Baum. Baum, the 5-hitter. 3 at-bats today, a strikeout, a single, and a double. He comes up with runners on second and third and 1 away here in the final frame. Well, only the final frame if they don't score 6. Called strike. Burchanowski delivers. Swung on, hit towards center. It's going to fall in that right center gap. That'll score Russo, and here comes Rahm. Rahm will also score. 2 runs in for Westfield. They close the lead to 4 runs. Nolan Anderson now, the batter, the 6-hole. One out, 1 on first, a 4-run lead. Burchanowski settling back in to face Anderson. Anderson hits it hard on the ground to third. Fielded the throw to second, is in time. They get 1. The throw to first is not in time. Now only 1 out remains for Westfield's chance at the solo possession of the league title. Beal, the 7-hitter. He's flown out 3 times today. Burchanowski fires. Swing and a miss for Beal. Gavin shakes off the first sign, takes the second. Outside for ball 1. 1 out away from a victory here for the Wolfpack. And a chance to play spoiler a little bit here for Westfield. Pitch fouled off by Beal. And again, they could see each other again here by next week if the playoffs play out in that way, depending on how the seeding goes. So, all important to get an understanding on how each of these players perform and what they do with each different type of pitch and things like that. 1-2 the count to Beal. That one's outside for ball number 2. It's a 2-2 count. Anderson over there on first. 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Score is 10-6 CSP. Swung on, hit towards short, and Johnny Abers makes the play to retire the side. And how about that, ladies and gentlemen? The Wolfpack get the job done. And with that win, the Wolfpack move up to a tie with Frewsburg. They, again, take Westfield's solo league title away. They'll have a 3-way share of that title, though, still. And the Wolfpack, more importantly, improve their chances for playoff seedings. Plan is to see you tomorrow night in Clymer for CSP Salamanca, and then Wednesday night at Dietrich Park for CSP Southwestern. We hope that the weather allows both those games to happen, both non-league performance opportunities for the Wolfpack as we get ready for playoff baseball here towards the weekend and into next week. Thank you for joining the 98.9 Sports Stream, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream and channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by Countertop Solutions, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Supply, Necker's Company General Store, the American Legion Post 365 in Corry, Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing, by White Land Surveying, J.H. Napa Auto Parts, Moshers Carpeting, Uteggs Body Shop, by Lictus Oil and Propane, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Panama Auto Center, and Tina Dills, ERA Team VP licensed real estate agent. Tune in next time for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball.